It's officially 2021. The diabolical, maniacal 2020 is in the rearview mirror, and we're gonna do as much as possible to talk as little as possible about that travesty. But I think it's safe to say that Nintendo's plans were definitely sent astray. They wanted to have more last year, and that bodes well for this coming calendar. I feel like 2021 is bound to be one of Nintendo's strongest years ever, and quite possibly the best year of Nintendo Switch. I mean, we're sitting at the midpoint of this generation, and so many games are ready, aching to come out. The big rumors surround the Switch Pro and Breath of the Wild 2, so it's already a super exciting time. But today I want to take you through the ultimate 2021, the very best 2021. If I was Doug Bowser, here's what I do to make this year perfect. And I'd love to hear what you guys think and what would make the year perfect for you. But without further ado, man, it's been a wild time, and I'm sure some games are still going to see delays in 2021, and the ramifications and effects of the post/current/never-ending pandemic world will be in effect this year. But I do think Nintendo is primed to recreate 2017. I feel like everything is leading up to that. Their goals, their sales, the rumors, the leaks. It really seems to be shaping up to be a recreation of 2017 in more ways than one, and if you remember the lineup we got back then, holy freaking crap, that is such a good thing. Let's go month by month. I'll put timestamps in the description down below if you want to jump around. This year is going to be bananas. Well, quite literally, you'll see. January. The month will be the lightest for Nintendo. There are no major releases, nothing major announced, but alas, it's going to be a major month for the Nintendo faithful because it will be the resurrection, the return, the rebirth of the general Nintendo Direct, a show that we haven't seen in so long, and finally, it says hello again, and this one is a juggernaut. It's detailing the entire spring lineup, which I will not spoil yet, but it mainly focuses on letting us know what Bowser's Fury really is all about. This Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury port is a port that I am incredibly excited for, and you should be too, because this is one of the most underrated Nintendo games ever. It's the miraculous merging of 2D and 3D Mario, and they're going to go all out on what this one adds and brings to the table. No More Heroes 3 will get info and a date, plus Hollow Knight Silksong will see its blowout, which is super important because it's the biggest and most anticipated indie for Switch in 2021. That game has been in the works for a while now, and I think in terms of a sequel, it's going to be bigger than we're anticipating, and yet it will still feel so fun and familiar. We haven't seen that thing in so long. I played it at E3 2019. It will be phenomenal to finally get our hands on it, still in Q1 2021, but nothing else major happens in January. Sometimes they drop a port, but I don't think they will because they're saving up for February, where Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury impresses everyone. This is such a glorious Mario game, and if it was brand new, I think it would be a 9.5 out of 10. But as a port, I think it's still worth your coins, especially with the Bowser's Fury Edition, which is going to be a full new world of levels based on environments from Mario Odyssey, which is very exciting, thrilling to see those kingdoms reworked in a way that meets the 2.5D style of Super Mario 3D World. Well, it's really 3D, but with linear levels. I think the formula is just absolutely perfect for that team. But what busts expectations here is that Bowser's Fury doesn't refer to Bowser coming back and exacting his revenge on Mario. No, it's Bowser's Fury because the new playable character is Bowser. Yes, there's been lots of talk of Yoshi or Daisy coming into the fray, but I think it's going to be Bowser. They're going to borrow from that excellent Odyssey finale and allow you to control the Koopa King. Bowser is the focus here, and I think that will help elevate Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury to a ferocious new level. Already an underrated and incredible game, now it's a must-buy. Nintendo's also publishing Bravely Default 2 in February, and I think that will be a pretty darn solid JRPG for those that are fans of that genre. But let's get things going. Let's amp everything up. It's March, and now we're ready to go. Monster Hunter Rise is the big hog of the month. That's a Capcom joint, but Nintendo knows the power and the sales pull of the Monster Hunter franchise, and this game is going to be awesome. It's basically a hybrid between Generations Ultimate and World, so I'm so looking forward to it. Demo in January, by the way. That's a nice little perk for our initial month, but March sees Monster Hunter Rise, and March sees the first announcement of the Zelda Anniversary Celebration. Now, March is when Zelda actually turns 35, but I don't believe they're going to do much in this month. Mario is still running its course until the 31st, but I think we'll have a Zelda-focused Direct to really announce what's going on. And it starts with a big new addition to the Nintendo Switch online service. They kind of tapped out in 2020. They didn't bring us anything new around the renewal season, but here we get the N64 Virtual Console incorporating Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, the first sword slash for the Zelda celebration, and it's a nice one. Those games were done up in beautiful 3D on 3DS, not really plausible on the Switch, so we're going to get the OG versions as part of the Virtual Console Nintendo Switch Online service, a great way to incentivize your subscription and great fun games to relive. But they're also going to be announcing much more. A big collection is coming in August featuring Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, and Skyward Sword. Now, some people have thought there would be a full remake of Skyward Sword or a remaster released individually. I'm going to say Nintendo is going to adopt the same ideology as Mario 3D All-Stars and is going to deliver these three titles in a $60 collection. Now, I don't think they're going to have tons of new content. I feel like it'll be pretty bare bones, just like the 3D All-Stars collection, but you are getting three very nice, very good, very long, very fun 3D Zelda games, and those will drop late summer. But of course, it would not be a Zelda Direct without a mention of Breath of the Wild 2, and this game gets a new bombastic trailer highlighting the co-op action, which we've all been eagerly hungry for, and detailing a September release date. Why September? You think they'd go early in the year, or you think they'd go late to match up with Black Friday, but there is a special reason for that September date. Just wait till we get there. April is when Nintendo kicks things into full gear. They've got their announcements out of the way, and we can roll with a new 2D Metroid. This has been rumored for a while, and it finally sees the light of day. In fact, it was supposed to come out in 2020, but COVID and delays caused a little bit of development kerfuffle, and it's releasing April 2021. It's going to be a gorgeous new art style and a lovely way to start bringing Samus back into the fray, and also introducing the Metroid universe to so many new Switch fans. This system is sold like crazy thanks to games like Animal Crossing, which kept us incredibly occupied in 2020, and I do hope they have some nice announcements and updates for that game. I know you guys would love to see it, but we're focusing on big new titles here, and 2D Metroid is where it starts. I don't think there's any chance we get Metroid Prime 4. No siree, don't even hope for it. And the Prime trilogy, while that has supposedly been done for a while, I still think they saved that for the year that Prime 4 releases and put it out about 6 months in advance, and that is not 2021. So instead, we get a chance to go Metroidvania with actual Samus Aran, and it is a glorious game. Plus, No More Heroes 3 drops, and that one actually is pretty darn nice. It's not a Nintendo joint, but hey, it has felt at home on Nintendo platforms, and they meet the announcement of No More Heroes 3 and its launch with a No More Heroes character in Smash Brothers. Yes, it makes too much sense. Travis touches down in Smash Brothers. I know some of you will not like that, but that's the character you're getting, and that roster is nearing completion. So is the first half of 2021. And in May, we get Pokemon Snap 2, aka New Pokemon Snap. Maybe they'll throw in a subtitle, but I'd love to just go with Pokemon Snap 2 or New Pokemon Snap. I think either is fine. Super Pokemon Snap. Let's make it sound like it's a Super Nintendo joint. This game, shown off a while back, very beautiful, very nostalgic. Remember, it's also the 25th anniversary of Pokemon. This is a major year for Nintendo in so many ways, and they will celebrate early with Pokemon Snap 2. I don't think this game goes on to be one of the mega sellers like a Mario Kart or a Mario Odyssey, but I do think it'll do quite well, and I think it will really rev the engine for the Pokemon game coming later in the year. Because yes, it's been some time, it's an anniversary, there's no way Nintendo lets 2021 pass without multiple Pokemon releases. Now, June, it's back to E3 time. Is the world normal again? Unfortunately, I don't think it is, but I do think Nintendo has prepped a much better online presence for E3. I think the show is going to blow your mind based on the second half lineup for 2021, but this show is really going to set the stage for what makes 2021 special. And the first 6 months, they might seem a little light, but the back 6 are going to be insane. This is where all the development delays are going to finally pay off. I'm not even going to spoil what's in the show, but you will get some nice day and date drops along with Mario Strikers Blitz. Yes, the return of Mario Soccer is upon us. There's a lot of talk about it being a Mario Golf type year, but I think Strikers is the selection. We saw it slightly teased in Luigi's Mansion 3, and what better way than to spawn this in the summer. Now, I don't think they're going to have as deep of a campaign as we saw in Tennis Aces, which, mind you, is the only real Mario sports game on the system. It's just due for more. This one is almost inevitable. So Strikers Blitz is going to focus more on deeper mechanics, larger roster, and a lot of good online options in tournament play, as opposed to a single-player co-op campaign. That was really nice in Tennis Aces. I don't think it fits the bill as well in a soccer game, in a football game, and so instead we're going to see them emphasize the online, and holy crap, finally get it right. Plus, who doesn't want to play as Waluigi and his minions working your way across pitch after pitch? I'm so excited for this to be reality. July, Bayonetta 3 decides to drop and say hello. That is a platinum title, but hey, it's a Nintendo Switch exclusive, so it does matter in terms of our list. And another anniversary. Did you know that Donkey Kong turns 40 this year, and a brand new Donkey Kong title will drop on Nintendo Switch this July? It is going to be a recreation of Donkey Kong 64, but with everything they've learned from Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey. We're talking a big blowout DK adventure. I know that the Returns series is wonderful, and they could complete that trilogy, but I feel like they're going to go in a different direction. They've elevated so many franchises here on Switch, as we see Breath of the Wild take Zelda to new heights, Mario Odyssey mixed with that formula. It's time for DK to get his due, and I hope they bring back all of his friends. It's been so nice to play DKC, DKC2, and DKC3 on the online service, but hey, it's time for a new game. And yes, another platformer would be a-okay, but with 2D Metroid, and we recently had some Mario 2D titles, it's time for DK to go big and deliver those banana coins in a massive 3D adventure. Plus, I think that kind of allows them to work more on a new 3D Mario. Mario 3D World as a port kind of fills that slot, and then DK being more of that type of a title, I think just rounds out the year. August brings us the Zelda Anniversary Collection featuring the 3 games we already mentioned: Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, and of course Skyward Sword. They play great and are super fun, and make us very hungry for dungeons in Breath of the Wild 2. Fingers crossed we get co-op and dungeons in that one, but this is a nice collection. It's a little bit bare bones and still keeps people wishing Nintendo would go all out with their limited edition releases, and I'm sure they're going to have some strange date where it's like these are available only until December 31st, 2021, but hey, at least they're paying tribute to one of their finest. We're also going to see the release of Mario plus Rabbids 2, which surprisingly does not go the Zelda route. Instead, it continues with the Mario characters and just adds in different environments, different elements, and different bad dudes. We've been waiting to see what Davide and his team over at Ubisoft are working on. Nothing. In fact, Ubisoft has kind of not done much with the Switch, although Immortals did hit the system, thank goodness gracious. Roller Champions is supposed to come out early this year, and I think Mario plus Rabbids 2 will be a really good change of pace in comparison to Nintendo's offerings. They are thinking that a Fire Emblem game may release this year, but I'm going to be the odd man out and say I don't think it hits, because September is going to bring 2 massive titles our way. Breath of the Wild 2 finally releases, capitalizing on all the goodness and glory that Nintendo created back at the Switch launch this year. Really is 2017 Part 2. And with a Part 2, we need a console Part 2. And that's why the Switch Pro is going to launch alongside Breath of the Wild 2, finally delivering those lovely, luscious 4K Nintendo graphics. But instead of just being a supercharged Switch, have you seen the patents for the new Joy-Con? I think that the Switch Pro might in fact be a home-only console, or some strange version that doesn't have as much portability, and that allows it to power its way towards better performance, more polish, and nicer visuals. Now, it will not eliminate any sort of options in terms of games library. We'll see complete conversion from your Switch to your Switch Pro and back. I don't think they're going to split the player base in any way, so do not worry. But this thing will make Breath of the Wild 2 look amazing. It'll also retroactively make Monster Hunter Rise perform even better. You're going to get the 60 frames per second you need to slash and crash all of those big baddies. But Breath of the Wild 2 brings in co-op. It has more structured dungeons, so it's another hybrid game, right? It's an amalgamation of everything they've worked on with the Zelda franchise over the last 35 years. It pays true tribute to the evolutionary progress of this game, but also the historic roots. And so we do get a little bit more of that structure, more linearity, more special items and weapons, but with the open-ended nature, the freedom, the flexibility that we loved in the Hyrule of BOTW. But the Switch Pro launch means a little bit more. We're talking 2D Mario seeing a new beginning. Yes, there's been talks that they are working on a new iteration of the new Super Mario Bros. Franchise. We saw the deluxe version hit Switch back in January of 2020, so it's high time for this to get a true rebirth, and I think we're going to get a slightly new art style and a new gameplay conceit. It's going to be a co-op affair, it's going to be more family-friendly. Remember, Nintendo loves to have both pillars, 3D Mario and 2D Mario, and I think they're going to hit a home run here, making it more appealing to the hardcore nostalgic, but still that game that everybody has to grab with their Switch. And the Switch Pro, man, if you thought the Switch was selling well, now the price drop that the Switch gets to introduce the Switch Pro, it's going to be another insane fall for Nintendo, especially when you consider their October release, Mario Kart 9. Nobody seems to think this will happen, but the more I've read, the more I've looked into it, there are rumors and there are indications that Nintendo is ready. Yes, 8 Deluxe still sells well, but why not introduce something that could sell even better and make this the place to play? Remember, Nintendo isn't just competing against themselves anymore. There is a heavy audience of PlayStation 5 users and Xbox Series X and S users at this point in 2021. And Nintendo can't just rely on nostalgia. Yes, they've had a year that's full of Zelda and Metroid and games of that ilk, but Mario Kart 9 is that multiplayer, evergreen, everybody title to really usher in the era of Switch Pro and sell that thing to everyone. I think this game goes full Nintendo Kart, just not in the name. They'll keep Mario Kart 9 to maintain consistency and make sure you know what it is, but we're talking a massive roster that borrows from Smash Bros. Ultimate and incorporates all sorts of characters, all sorts of tracks. I fully expect this game to be very by the numbers in terms of what we expect from a Mario Kart title, but with all new tracks, all new characters, and just a very fun, fast, family feel that utilizes the graphics. And we've got the Mario Kart attraction opening up in Japan with the new Universal Studios Super Nintendo World over there. It's time for Mario Kart. There's going to be a lot of buzz around this franchise. Yes. Why replace something that's already selling so well? Because you've got something even better, and they know that they need to bridge the gap between here and the next console. The Switch deserves its own Mario Kart. It's been rumored, probably was supposed to happen in 2020. Now we get it in 2021 in October to capitalize and continue to launch that Switch Pro further and further into the stratosphere. Now, November sees the big Pokemon drop. This is the 25th anniversary, and Snap 2 is a nice side piece, but what about the main attraction? Cuff yourself to Pokemon Let's Go Riolu and Let's Go Bonsly with the Diamond Pearl remakes done in the Let's Go style. Remember, Eevee and Pikachu were incredibly successful, and back then they said, hey, we would not be opposed to alternating years and giving you another Let's Go after the mainline game. So I think we're going to see that art style and that ideology, that framework, that foundation come back again in November and be a big Pokemon drop that plays well on the Switch Pro, of course plays on the Switch, but celebrates that Pokemon 25th anniversary in style. And that brings us to the final month of the year. Notice no new 3D Mario because, again, DK and the 3D World port take that slot, but we are going to get Splatoon 3. Everybody thinks it's a spin-off. Everybody thinks it's going to be some sports game or party game, but we've got Mario Kart 9. Okay, that's going to include Splatoon characters. I don't think we need that right now. Super Mario Party 2 actually could come out this year, but I'll peg it for 2022. That game was more successful than it probably had any right to be. Please improve the online, but the online in Splatoon is just swell. So if they open up the options and increase the amount of content, I think Splatoon 3 is going to be phenomenal. Why not deliver another mega hitter in the multiplayer space? This one really wanted to go Battle Royale, but they decided not to. They're staying true to what Nintendo does best and delivering a very fun, unique multiplayer and single player. I think they're going to kind of shift the co-op component. I don't think Salmon Run is going to be back. I think we'll see something new and fun, and maybe this will be their answer to Battle Royale. Maybe it won't be done in the same way, but perhaps it'll be more of a roguelike kind of that-ish type mode. And I know they kind of went that way with Salmon Run, but it for me and for people I know didn't really deliver. It wasn't the caviar that they were trying to go after. It ended up being a little bit more like a kind of a not fully cooked salmon, and it wasn't that delicious. But alas, they make good on that with a better co-op mode, a whole lot more options. I mean, Splatoon 3 doesn't need to change the world. It just needs to deliver a better, bigger, bolder experience. I think they're ready for that in December of 2021, and that is going to deliver the best year of Switch. And I think that this is the glory days of this system. I think it's the best it's going to get, and that's not a bad thing. It's a great thing. The system has been in existence for 4 years now, and we are ready to have that tentpole year where they take advantage of all the tech and all the learning and all the knowledge and all the sales and all the install base and really just hit a home run in terms of lineup. Plus, they know they're behind the 8 ball. PS5 is doing Demon Souls, Ratchet, Horizon, God of War, and looking glorious. Xbox has the Game Pass that is one heck of a value. What has Nintendo got? They've got their Mario, they've got their Link, they've got their Inklings, and they've got their franchises. So deliver on Pokemon, deliver on Zelda, deliver on Mario Kart, and deliver a wonderful year for all of us. So many games, your wallet's going to be crying, but it's going to be a joyful time to be a Nintendo Switch owner, and I cannot freaking wait. There you have it. From January to December, it's a big direct. It's Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury with that Bravely Default 2 publishing deal. It's Monster Hunter Rise and the introduction of the N64 on the Virtual Console. No More Heroes 3 and 2D Metroid in April. Pokemon Snap 2 in May. Mario Strikers Blitz and the E3 Palooza in June, Bayonetta 3, and a bold new 3D Donkey Kong in July. The Zelda Anniversary Collection and Mario plus Rabbids 2 in August. Breath of the Wild 2 and 2D Mario's Resurrection holding down the Switch Pro launch in September, and then Mario Kart 9 blowing the lid off the sales charts in October. Pokemon Let's Go Riolu and Let's Go Bonsly in November. Splatoon 3 in December. Which games are you most excited for? Let me know in the comments down below, everybody. Let's make this year amazing. Nintendo, you better do your part. Until next time, everybody, I love you guys a lot. I cannot wait to see what they announce. I hope that at least some of my list comes true, and I really feel like it will. A lot of these games just make perfect sense, and it really seems like they have been leading up to a blowout year based on delays from 2020, based on already existing plans, and based on very credible rumors for things like the Switch Pro. And obviously, we know Breath of the Wild 2 it's a real game. It's just got to be released. So thanks again, everybody. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay smart out there. SwitchForce out.